So it looks like we have NBA injury news, unfortunately, from the Houston Rockets. And it looks like Fred Vanvleet will miss the entire NBA season, the 2025-2026 NBA season, due to an ACL injury. You hate to see things like this, especially with a player like Fred Vanvleet, who we know is a very pivotal part of what the Houston Rockets want to do going forward after the acquisition of Kevin Durant. We know he plays a huge role, not only offensively, but also defensively. You look at his pick and roll, also his outside shooting. Fred VanVleet role with the Rockets this season, I feel like, was going to take another step. But unfortunately now, with his injury, is going to, put a stain on his year. We know what Fred VanVleet could have been, especially with a player like Durant, but now, that's not to be, this, at least this season. Now, you look at it two ways, right? Now with Fred VanVleet being sidelined, you say, okay, for the Rockets, who's going to step into that role to be the main ball handler as far as, point guard is concerned? You look at guys like, is it going to be Amen Thompson being put into that position to be the vocal point, or is it going to be a guy like now Reed Shepherd? We know what talent this Rockets team has, even if when you look at Jabari, and you look at, again, like I said, Amen Thompson, now Kevin Durant, still having Alperen Sengun. So I don't think it's going to be far removed of who runs the offense, but it's going to be who's going to be bringing the ball up before they run the offense, and who they choose to run the offense through. We know Durant is going to be the main focus of the offense. Now, you look at what Sengun will be capable of now. Will his assists take an uptick now without Fred VanVleet? And as far as defensively goes on the perimeter, so this Rockets team has a lot of question marks going forward now that they didn't have. And of course, we know about names swirling around, but I doubt if they make a big splash now. I don't see them going after a guy like a Kobe White. I don't see them going after, dare I say, Russell Westbrook. I just don't think the dynamic of Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, at least this part of their careers, is going to work. Because then you add in someone else who, doesn't have the best shooting ability, right? And I'm speaking on Russell Westbrook. Because if you take Thompson, who doesn't have the best shooting ability, you have Russell Westbrook, who doesn't have the best shooting ability, teams will be ultimately playing what? As far as perimeter goes, teams will be packing the paint when it comes to the Houston Rockets. We know Kevin Durant, he can shoot the three, but he's a mid-range killer. So this injury, I feel like, hurts the Rockets' chances of what they wanted to accomplish as far as, what they want to do early on in the season. Because what if Fred VanVleet does come back? Later on in the year, we're talking about after All-Star and things like that. That could be a possibility. But right now, as things stand, it's going to be hard pressed to see where the Rockets land as far as a replacement for VanVleet going forward. So let me know what you guys think.